What is up, everybody? Today is the 29th of December, the last trading day of the year. Let's see, what you could have taken today, and how you could have read the price action today to trade and make some money. Um, we start off on the 6-hour chart because we want to see the month, right? Seeing what is going on. We're obviously uptrending. We had a bit of a consolidation here, and we entered the month consolidating, manipulating up the second week of December. And then because of the manipulation up, I was expecting a distribution down, at least into discount, before a reversal back up to continue this trend, but we did not get that. We just kept on rallying up. We had a small drop here before reversing back and just a slow climb up, and then we had a secondary drop today. Now, how would you have seen the secondary drop? Let's go to the 2-hour chart. And we have this is the weekly. We have accumulation of longs in the first day of the trading week. We had a manipulation up, or actually I believe this was a manipulation down, because you can see how we are reacting to the true open here. We keep coming down to get bought up, and so this manipulation down means that we will have a distribution up, which we slightly did, and then we came back down. Now today, what would you have expected? Either continuation or reversal. If you asked me yesterday, I was bullish for today, and I was expecting us to pump up into this area of liquidity here at 17,189, which we did not get. And then what we actually ended up getting was a continuation of the distribution move. We actually came back up into premium and dropped, targeting this level of liquidity down there, taking out these stops here, taking out those stops there. So let's drop down to the 15-minute chart and see why you would have taken a short today. I took 2 trades. Both of my trades lost. In a sense, both of my trades were right, just my stops got hit on both. So let's take a look at the first trade, which was during Asian session. Let's review what you could have taken during Asian session. So the market opened up last night. We were trending upwards, and this big drop right there made me think that we were manipulating down for a distributive move up. And the reason why I thought because it came down was because it took out this swing low right there, and we had a reaction out of it. Now the only issue with that was that I actually just went long right at the open here at 9 o'clock. And the issue with that was there was no kind of market structure shift up. We had one here, but then obviously a failure to create a higher high, and we created a lower low. This here was where I had entered and I was up in profit. The rejection of the true open was my first inkling to not staying in this trade. And so we see that we rejected that hard, creating a new lower low, which should have signaled to me that we were going to actually go down further below. And I should have switched my position here to shorts. And the reason why this move up was the manipulation was because look at how we kept reacting to the true open. Come back up, boom, shot down. Come back up, shot down. Come back up, shot down. Every time you would go long, it was faked out based off of this level here. And so that should have signaled a short trade. The structure was also bearish, so you should have taken shorts. And the reason why I said that my trade was technically still right in the sense because my stop loss typically for Asian session is 50 ticks from entry, or 50 ticks from the 9 o'clock open, and this was 52 ticks. So it came down, tapped it, and it actually ended up hitting my profit area right here. 50 ticks above, I believe, was right here. And so if I had made my stop the low of the session, I would have made profit. But it is what it is. So now moving into the London session. This one was a tricky one. I honestly, I didn't wake up for it, and I'm glad I didn't, because it was a bit of a hard read. I honestly could not see how this distributed up. We accumulated longs and we just kept going up. I mean, technically, here at the very end, we bounced off of the true open, which could have been the signal to go higher. And that's exactly what it did. Came all the way up here, taking out these stops right there before dropping once again. And so now moving into the New York session, which is where I took my second trade and actually got stopped out for a specific reason, not because it hit my stop loss. My stop loss was down here, but I'll get to that in a bit. So we saw that New York or London manipulated above the midnight open. It just expanded away from it without even dropping below that. And so that was a very obvious move to the downside for New York, because we accumulated, manipulated up, and typically we have distribution down. Obviously, we had a massive distribution down, but this move was so warranted. We saw that we had a 5-minute break of structure here, creating this breaker block right there. If you look on the 15-minute time frame, it created this breaker block right there and inside of a fair value gap. So let's highlight that, because as we know, if we get this breaker inside of a fair value gap, that is what is considered a unicorn setup. Why is it called a unicorn setup? Because it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it is a very powerful move. And as you can tell, we came right back into it, taking your entry here, stop above this high, and target liquidity. You're going to target it this low right there. This low has a very expanded low down here. So you got this one, this one, this one, and this one. We target all the swing lows. And then you ultimate target would have been this one, but we never reached that. That would have been a very overextended move. So this right here was a very solid move, playing the AMD for the day. But what did I take at New York? I took a long entry right at the open here. Why? Because we took out liquidity down here. You see the true open, we just displaced and stayed below it. We never touched it. And if you notice, it was right near the midnight open. So that's very interesting. And so because of that, I was inclined to go long. I was banking on my bias from last night, or from yesterday, where I thought we would go long. And so I was targeting 100 ticks on this trade. And like I said, my stop was down here. So I took this trade on my Top Step account. I took it on my Top Step account for Asia, and I lost 500. And I took it on here for this New York Open. But because I had seen this drop here, and I looked on the 15-minute chart, and I saw this unicorn setup, my take profit was actually there. And I was going to switch to shorts after that. And that would have made back my whole loss. But the problem was that I chased price. Actually, I didn't enter right at 9. I did, and I scalped it for $100, and then that was it. But I chased price, and I got in on this candle right up here. So this big drop right here brought me to my daily loss limit of $1,000, and Top Step liquidated my position, locked my account for the day, and I can't trade it until the next trading day. And I would have hit my take profit right there. Would have made back some of that money. And I would have switched to shorts, which was my plan. But when I got liquidated, I stopped looking at the charts. Came back this afternoon to see that, hey, look at that. Boom. So regardless, this would have been a good trade. You know that it's going to come up, hit this right here because of this manipulation down. I needed a small distribution move up. And we did distribute up for this position, this piece right here. Because we know that it goes accumulation, manipulating down, distributing up, and then what? Reversal. What was the reversal for this mini session right here? Just a big drop. And then what do we get reversal on the day? We get, boom, a move up, right? So lots of good opportunities on this last day. I am feeling a little sick, so I didn't really do much analysis. That was my downfall today. But regardless, I mean, we had lots of good opportunities. You just got to be patient. You can't be rushing in. You can't chase, obviously, like I did. Had I waited for this drop right here into a fair value gap of some kind, or even just targeting this order block to hold us up, I would have made back my loss. But I chased. So, I mean, we all make mistakes. But it is what it is. That's how you could have played today's price action. It was very clean. It was very good. I mean, a lot of people will say, oh, there was no good. No, there was good setups. There always is good setups. You just have to be patient to find them and stick to your strategy. This is what works for me. I like to play like this. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying this is the only way you can play it. I know other traders who use different things. But this is what works for me. And I'm putting this out there for you to be able to, take it, digest it, take it or leave it if you want it. It's good. I like to play like this. So, Happy New Year. God bless. I hope you have a safe New Year.